Returning to politics in Canberra, and one of the discussions that's been bubbling away this week has been about quantitative easing. That's where the central bank will either buy money or government bonds to stimulate the economy, but can be bad for the value of the dollar. Now, there's nothing new about the government saying that the economy is going well and the opposition disagreeing, but what is new is an interest rate of 0.75%, and that has some calling for this quantitative easing measure. It's a drastic measure and it's often used as a last stop before a recession. So it isn't something that people discuss lightly. And there was a discussion this week with the CEO of the ANZ Bank saying that well before any kind of discussion about that, there should be a summit between the bank CEOs, the Reserve Bank and the government. The Treasurer hit back at that, saying it was needlessly dramatic and that it's not appropriate for the Reserve Bank Governor to be sitting down with the leaders of the bank and the government as well, and that he would meet with each of those bank CEOs individually. But there are questions about stimulating the economy, considering that we do have lower growth, and it is something that the Labor Party has been kicking on as well. There's also concerns that some of those income tax cuts haven't hit the economy as hardly as many were hoping, but that's something when the Finance Minister appeared on Sky News this morning, he was adamant is needlessly dramatic commentary.
I think it is entirely premature to make the assessment that you've just made about the impact of personal income tax cuts. I mean, there was a level of hyperventilating and, quite frankly, entirely premature commentary coming from some quarters on the back of very early data when the effect of the personal income tax cuts wasn't even 2 weeks old. We are working to a plan. We believe it's very important that we continue to calmly and steadily work to our plan. We've made what we believe are the appropriate judgments. There is third quarter national accounts data coming out in early December. We believe that the data will show that economic growth has strengthened compared to the previous quarter. But again, the Australian economy continues to grow. We are into our 28th year of continuous growth. In the last financial year, employment growth was running at 2.6% against a forecast of 1.5%. That is a 1.1% higher employment growth than was anticipated when the budget was delivered. Welfare dependency at the lowest level in 30 years. Workforce participation at the highest level on record. Yes, of course, everybody knows that there are a whole range of challenges because of what's happening in the global economy and because of some of the things that are happening in our domestic economy, such as the drought and earlier in the year, the massive floods in North Queensland. But we are working our way through it. And the last thing that Australians need is for the government to get distracted by, quite frankly, premature and uninformed commentary.